So, hey, I haven't posted up in a while. Although I've done videos, I have yet to edit and post them up. You know how sometimes, like I said, not every day, if you guys could see my eyes, I'm just like getting up this morning. So, how every day isn't going to be rainbow and sunshine. I too, even though a lot of my videos show me being glee, quite like happy and bubbly or inspirational. I have days that are very dark at times, very dark at times. And it's like I cannot get from up under these covers. It's like I just want to draw the curtains are always like kind of darkened in here because that's just the kind of atmosphere I like, it cozy. And especially, during the summertime, I try to keep the sun from in on me. But yeah, I just draw into a deep, dark corner, which can be cozy and comforting at times, but then it can also be like a trap. Having my coffee this morning, for some reason, I woke up maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and it just felt like lint was in my eyes and something went up my nose. I don't know, but I guess it's that season, right? So it's my old trusty mug here, y'all. I need a new one because it looks horrible. But anyway, yeah. So for the past month and a half, I've been feeling a little off. And I know it's nothing but an attack. It's gotta be an attack. And you try to stay strong and you say your prayers and you try to keep your routine and you fall off. I've gone to bed without saying my prayers. I've waken up and just walk out the door, but not as much as like when I go to bed. When I come home, it's like all steam forward. I'm headed in the door. I'm taking off my clothes if I could at the door, but I have roommates. But at my room door, it's literally out of my clothes, in my little robe, shower, and to bed. I don't care about nothing. Phones, all phones. I got like four of them, all of it, everything, laptop, everything goes off, and it's pitch black in here and my AC goes on and I'm out. Okay, I am out. And if I don't go out fast enough, listen, then it's pop me one of them sleeping pills and to bed. I don't wake up until that's probably why I'm up at 3 a.m. in the morning. But anyway, yeah, so I've been going through some little things, and I call them little things because that's exactly what it is. Yeah, and it says, if you notice, the key word is through. I'm not going to get in the midst of it and stay there. Okay. We got to go through. So several things has been happening. I think that because I kind of skipped my medication, I was probably dealing with some depression, but I also know that I was under attack. To be skipping my medication would mean that something else is going on, because I'm very good with that. And once that happens, it's kind of a spiral effect until you feel strong enough to pick that bottle up, take the medication that you need to take, and it slowly but surely gets back in your system and kind of helps you to fight the battle that you're fighting. Then there's like just the feeling of dread every day, the same routines over and over again. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way, but I do know that something is happening in an atmosphere. Before Friday is over with, it is another Friday. Time is winding up. God is on his way. Jesus is on his way, okay? But in the meantime, like I've been always been one of those ones that's been like, I'm ready to go home. And when I say that, I mean not suicidal. I mean go home to heaven. I'm ready to see my Father, which art in heaven. Um, and like the rapture type thing. I'm ready to, for the end of all of this mess that's here on earth that's going on that ain't righteous. I'm ready for the good stuff. I'm ready for the good part. Um, but I go through that for a little while, and then I'm reminded of my purpose here on earth, and that I'm supposed to live life abundantly and fruitfully, you know. So I've had my children, so enough with that, but the fruit of the spirit, and to share that with other unbelievers and people that I could help. To know the name of Jesus Christ, to know who he is, and to have a relationship with him. Um, so while I'm going through all these different little battles and, you know, fighting to pick up my Bible and stuff, I find out that my boss for over 4 years now is about to leave. I am not happy. No, at all. I absolutely adore this lady. She fought hard for me to get the job, because I don't know if y'all have gone through my videos prior to this, but before this, I went through a few years or so being homeless, and my mind not being as well as it is now, and being disabled and everything. And when they found out, you know, when I got out of the, when I was in the shelter, and they found me a temporary housing situation, the agency that I actually was in had case managers that would come to visit me. The case managers then found out that I actually had college education, that I was very intelligent, that, you know, that I'm not what people think when you say the word cray cray or crazy. Like, I've just had bad traumas that's happened in my life, and it, you know, sometimes you can fight those fights, and then sometimes, especially if you're fighting them on your own, you just lose it. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people walking around out here in the world, that's just talking to trees and stuff, on top of them being maybe possessed with something, a bad spirit. They have gone through things. That's why I tell people, don't mess with people. Don't pick with people that are homeless, that are outdoors, that are sleeping in their cars or whatever. They've gone through some things, and maybe it's things of their own choosing, and then there's not, because now things are being equaled out. People, things are being equaled out. So those of you that think that y'all ain't never did your doo-doo never stank, and you've always done things the proper way, now you're finding out things are unfair. This world is built on fairness, okay? So you never know what they've gone through. And I was, by the grace of God, I was one out here in these streets, not with a place to live, because my husband chose to put his hands on me, bash my head in a few times, you know, and I just had enough of it, and one day lost it, you know, and found myself without a roof over my head and having to go to shelters to live for at least a year or so. And this lady in the programs, you know, heard about my case and found out that, you know, I had education and stuff. And they asked me to fill out an application. So I filled out the application. I was like, yeah, really? You want the crazies to lead the crazies? That don't make no sense. I said, no wonder it's all messed up. But then who better to help one another out? You know, brother of my brother, blood of my blood, you know? So lo and behold, you know, I got the job, people. Let's put it like, I got the job. And I've been on the job now for so many years. Like, and before then I had a job. I had started already doing, you know, job training programs and stuff like that. So I was working for Amazon and several other places that I work for. And, you know, I really like the whole thing of learning stuff and working it out, and it gives me a sense of being and wellness and worthiness. And um, after a year being in the streets, you know, going lining up every day to go get your meal, lining up to get a cot to sleep on or take a shower, you know, you're ready. Some people are. Sometimes it takes other people a very long time to give up. And then sometimes they get trapped out there in that lifestyle, and they, you know, they're like, yeah, I'm going to continue doing this, you know. So anyway, she's going to be leaving, and my heart is broken now. Like, I could cry right now, because God lady blessed me to be able to provide for myself, to do Christmases or whatever, because I don't do holidays, but I was able to address issues and things that I had with my grandchildren and my daughter, and help out in types of situations stuff, because I have this job, because and because I have this roof over my head, and I have a case manager and peer program specialist. I mean, I can crap on because the side that takes care of my case don't really do what they should be doing, but um when they do, they do. And these programs that are out here to help, that's why I feel so sad for people that, you know, they depend on these programs, but they're only temporary people. They're only temporary, and we don't know when, who's gonna put a stop to it. And you have to take advantage. When someone gives you an opportunity, take that opportunity and run with it, and then build your own. Thank goodness I did start my own LLC. Thank goodness that, because we don't know, y'all know when somebody change up on the job, it seemed like be a whole shift, a whole bunch of people go. So I'm not saying that I'm going to be, out of a job or anything like that. I'm just saying things, you have to change up the way that you do things, and you have to get in rhythm and pattern of the new person that's coming in. Uh, um, Program director that's coming in. So, boss lady, I'm gonna miss you. I thank you so very much. You don't know how blessed you blessed me. You helped me to keep my right mind. And people, I gotta surprise her. I gotta send her something, I don't know if she knows that I know, but when I found out, I'm just like, my whole world, I like literally felt dizzy. And I wish her, I don't even use the word wish, I bless her in the name of Jesus, because she's the greatest boss lady I've ever had in my entire life. So that's something that's going on. And then what I've always talked about is, since there's changes and shakeups happening, I'm determined. I prayed to God the other day about something that I've been dealing with, which is my little small room here and how to redo it. I need a shakeup in here. I need, I have stuffuses. So anyway, so all of a sudden something came on TV, and it was like God spoke to me through it. And I said, well, it's time to bite the bullet. You have the little funds there. You have a little business that generates a little bit of funds, and you can afford 100 or 200 a month for another storage. I have one storage, people, of my old stuff when I used to live my life in another part of town. And I hold on to that because my mother's cremations are in there, and I literally want to just get my mom out of there and get rid of everything else and give up that storage because it's costing me money. I never go there. I don't use anything in it. I need it's filled to the brim, and I need help with it. If it will take me a year to clear it out on my own, and then I have to travel to go there. I have to sit there. I have to pull the stuff out one by one, and I don't even know if they have a garbage, a dumpster there where I can throw away the stuff. I may have to have a van come and pick, junk truck come and pick the stuff up and take it out. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, and just look for this little tiny box with my mom in it. But I'm going to take on another storage now near to me, because I'm going to be flipping things. So I have several items like that I have kept for quite some time. and they are worth money. I mean, like, and that's what I want to do is flip stuff. And I'm sitting up here and what is her name? Miss Taffy comes on. And I'm like, what? And she shows me, like, she went somewhere and bought these $5 pair of shoes and flipped them for like 132. But I was like, wait, huh? And I know that this was possible, but that was like my inspirational moment. That was like a moment that I had prayed about. God, what am I going to do? And God said, sell it. Stop holding on to things. What is with you? Okay, you've had time enough to heal. Cut it out on her. Like, really? Like, I haven't blessed you with more stuff. You just get stuff, and you just hold on to stuff. You never let it go. And I mean, I do pass out pieces, but this is the whole thing. I'm trying to get you to understand renewal, honor, renewal. So I'm just like, okay, God, I'm ready. And this right here happening with my boss just helps me because I want a clean slate. Like, I don't want to have so much around me that if it's time to pick up and move, I can't. I don't, it's going to be a difficult situation. And I work with people that I have to go into their homes if they decease or they're moved, because like I said, I'm in transition from temporary to permanent housing, and they move. We have to pack up all this stuff, and it be stuff with grime on it that's packed way back in the back that's been there for several years. Like, I'm not talking just 2 to 3, I'm talking like 10 years that's been sitting there. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry, people. I don't know what's going on with my sinuses and stuff, like I said. So I don't want to become that. And I have to rectify that. And hey, if any of y'all can kind of feel me on this, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm working on that. So today is the day. I got my coffee. I plan on staying up, no naps, okay? And I'm just gonna start running through stuff. I don't care what it is, because you can always buy another one. Yeah. You get attached to things and you don't know why you're attached to it. Sometimes that's not a good thing. So I'm finna get rid of some stuff. And also, because I got the Volunteers of America showing up, they're gonna come and pick up like 5 great big black bags. And then I have stuff that paperwork that I need to shred. Paperless, go paperless, girl. What is wrong with you in this day and time with all this paper, right? Because somebody always asking me, can you show me your last 4 income stubs and stuff? Something like that always popping up. Anyway, people, I just wanted to get on here and give y'all an update and let y'all know I'm still kicking. I love you guys, and I will be coming out with some stuff. I gotta edit, and that's on my agenda for this weekend. Edit and get some things done. And my shea butters, yes, I will do videos and put that up. That's actually on my other YouTube channel, which is the House of Honor LLC. I will try to do a little link or something and let you guys know. But otherwise, I thank you all. Blessings to everyone out there, and click like and subscribe. I'll talk to you again soon. You like my new lady? I know, she's cute, right? Yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys again soon. Love you guys. Bye.